ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Dear friends, we are in almost the climax scene of this Shankaracharya's refutation of various critics, of his contemporary critics. So in the last class we were just seeing a very very important statement, almost it is a policy statement, that nahi shruti shatamapi shitaha agnihi aprakasho va iti bruvat pramanyam upaiti. So there where Shankaracharya was saying that even if the Shruti says 100 times, or even if there are 100 Shrutis saying that fire is cold, then it cannot be Pramana. Even then it cannot be Pramana. If at all Shruti says like that, then you have to think about it, why Shruti is saying, in what context it is saying, what exactly is in its mind, what is it intending to say, kim vivakshitam. Shrutehe vivakshitam kalpyam tatha pyarthantaram shruter vivakshitam kalpyam. Shruter vivakshitam kim? That has to be kalpyam, that has to be visualized, that has to be understood, and then it has to be explained. Pramanyanyathanupapattehe, that is, Pramanyam of Veda, or the Pramanyam of the Shruti, it can't be explained otherwise. Pramanyanyathanupapattehe, Pramanyam of Shruti, anyathanupapattehe. Unless you explain like that, Shruti will not be Pramana. Unless you give some other meaning, unless you give say what exactly is the Shruti intending to say, then the Pramanyam of Shruti itself will be negated rather. Then Pramanantara viruddham, Swavachana viruddham va. Then it's what Shruti says should not be contradicting some other Pramana. It should not be contradicting what Shruti itself has said in some other context. So this is where we were. I think this is the last line we read. And now we have to continue. Say Shruti relates to Adrushta Vishaya, all those things we need not again repeat. So we can, the last line we read was about this Shruti. Say if at all Shruti says something, we have to see in what context and in what manner we have to interpret that Shruti. So that is one thing. Because Shankaracharya, we know that he takes into account Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava. All the three things are taken into account in say explaining the Upanishads or any text. Then next line let us read. Karmano mithya pratyayavat kartrukatvat. Karmano mithya pratyayavat kartrukatvat. Pratyayavat kartrukatvat. Pratyayavat kartrukatvat. Pratyayavan, mithya pratyayavan means one who is having mithya pratyaya, one who is having a wrong understanding. Mithya pratyayavat kartrukatvat means because karma is something which is performed by somebody who is having mithya pratyaya or wrong understanding. So mithya pratyayavat kartrukam karma. That is the normal say in first what is this Prathama Vibhakti if you want to say. Mithya pratyayavat kartrukam karma. Because it is so, karmanaha, then you have to say in Shashti Vibhakti. Karmanaha mithya pratyayavat kartrukatvat kartur abhave Shrutehe apramanyam iti chet na. Shrutehe apramanyam iti chet na. Okay. So the small Purvapaksha question, he is questioning himself. Because we know that karma is something which is done because of mithya pratyaya. So when you say like that, once you attain jnana, then karta is no longer there. Once you become a realized person, then there is no karta. Then when there is no karta, then Shruti becomes apramana. Shruteha apramanyam. Shruti becomes apramanam. That is, Shruti is no longer pramana. It is no longer the authority. So that it is not so, because Brahma Vidyayam Arthavattvopapattehe. Because it is leading you to Brahma Vidya, and Brahma Vidya also is telling about, say, what is this? Brahma Vidya also is told about Shruti only. So in explaining that Brahma Vidya and in leading you to this Brahma Vidya, Shruti has been purposeful, Arthavatva upapattehe. Arthavatva means its usefulness, meaningfulness. So it is useful, it is meaningful. So in that manner it has led you up to that Brahma Vidya. Then Karma Vidhi Shrutivat Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutehe Apramanya Prasangaha iti chet
Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutehe Apramanya Prasangaha iti chet
Na Badhaka Pratyayanupapattehe. Okay, we'll continue later. Karma Vidhi Shrutivat. Karma Vidhi Shruti, Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shruti. So these are the two things which are contrasted here. Karma Vidhi Shruti means that portion of Shruti which tells about the karmas. That is Karma Vidhi Shruti. That portion of Shruti which tells about karmas. So just as Karma Vidhi Shruti is becoming irrelevant, Brahma Vidya Shruti also is irrelevant. So that is what he says. Brahma Vidya, you see, Kartura Bhave, that with respect to this, say this ignorant man also, it has become irrelevant. So similarly for Brahma Vidya Shruti also, this Brahma Vidya Shruti Vidhi also, it also becomes irrelevant. So that is what he says. Iti chet, na, it is not so. Badhaka Pratyaya Anupapattehe. Badhaka Pratyaya means an understanding which negates an earlier understanding. Badhakam is what? You know what is Badha? Badha means not pain. Badha means negating what you already know. In Tarka, there is a Badhantam Tarkam, they say. Tarka in logic, there is what in Badha, we have seen this word negated, negation, Badhitam. All these words we have seen, I think several times we have seen. Badha is negation. You have a particular type of understanding that is negated by another type of understanding. So till now you have been treating this body-mind complex as yourself. And that body, then this Brahma, the knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of self, it negates whatever knowledge you earlier had. That is called Badha. So your earlier Jnanam, Badhitam Bhavati. That whatever you had known, whatever you were, say whatever understanding you had, that becomes Badhitam. So here, Badhakam means that which negates, that which Badhaka. Sadhaka Badhakalu we say in Telugu. So Badhaka is same thing. Sadhakam is that which helps you in attaining something. Badhakam is something which prevents you. Sadhaka Badhakalu. So Badhaka Pratyaya Anupapattehe. So this Badhaka Pratyaya is not arising in the case of Brahma Vidya. That is, he is explaining. Once you attain Brahma Vidya, this Brahma Vidya again is not getting negated by anything. When you have this identity with body-mind complex, then that is getting negated. But once you attain Brahma Vidya and once you realize yourself and when you equate yourself with Brahman, that is not getting negated by any other pratyaya. So that is what he is going to explain. Badhaka Pratyaya Anupapattehe. Yatha Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutya
Yatha Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutya
Atmani Avagate
Atmani
Avagate. So Atmani Avagate, just split it. Dehadi Sanghate Aham Pratyaya Badhyate
Dehadi Sanghate Aham Pratyaya Badhyate
Tatha Atmanyeva Atmavagatihi
Tatha Atmanyeva Atmavagatihi
Na kadachit kenachit kathamchidapi badhitum shakya
Na kadachit kenachit kathamchit api badhitum shakya
Phalavyatirekavagatehe Yatha agnihi ushnaha prakashascha iti. Okay. Once you know that Agni is Ushnam, hot and Prakasha, that knowledge is not going to be negated, isn't it? So likewise, he says that Badhaka Pratyaya Anupapattehi, he is explaining. Yatha Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutya, on the strength of this Shruti which tells about Brahma Vidya Vidhi Shrutya. That is, by means of this Shruti which is telling about this Brahma Vidya, Atmani Avagate, once you know that, once you understand that Atman with the help of that particular Shruti, then Dehadi Sanghate Aham Pratyaya Badhyate, this Aham Pratyaya, this notion of I, in this Dehadi Sanghata, that gets negated, isn't it? Once that gets negated on the basis of that Shruti which is talking about this Brahma Vidya, Badhyate, Tatha, likewise, Atmanyeva Atmavagatihi. So in one's own self, the knowledge that it is, say this is the self, this is the real self, the awareness that this is nothing but Brahman. So this sort of awareness, na kadachit kenachit kathamchit api badhitum shakya. na kadachit, at no point of time, kenachit, by anybody, kathamchit, in any manner, at any time, by anybody, in any manner, it cannot be negated. Na badhitum shakya. So that avagati na badhitum shakya. That avagati means understanding. That understanding, it cannot be negated. Then phala avyatireka avagatehe. Phala avyatireka avagati. Phala means here is ajnana nivrutti. Ajnana nivrutti is phalam. Ajnanam is gone. That is the phalam. And in this phala avagati, understanding, is in accordance with that ajnana nivrutti. So once that ajnana nivrutti is done, this whatever your understanding also is in accordance with that. So this understanding that you are Brahman, it does not get negated. Just as in the case of Agnihi Ushnaha Prakashasya iti. Nobody, even if somebody says Agni is cold and it is dark, etc., you will not believe, isn't it? So your knowledge of fire does not get negated. So in the same manner. Then Nacha Karma Vidhi Shrutehe Apramanyam
कर्मविधिश्रुतेः अप्रामाण्यं
पूर्व प्रवृत्ति निरोधेन उत्तरोत्तर अपूर्व प्रवृत्ति जननस्य प्रत्यगात्माभिमुख्य प्रवृत्त्युत्पादनार्थत्वात्. So he is again making another statement, which is a very, very important statement. You see, once you have attained Brahmajnana, after attaining Brahmajnana, you should not kick the ladder. You see, once you get onto the rooftop, you should not kick the ladder. It may not be useful for you, but it is useful for some other people. So this karma kanda, you should never condemn. So karma kanda, a jnani should not condemn. So that is the point here. So you have gone up the ladder, and after having gone to the rooftop, you should not kick the ladder. So that is what he says. Nacha karma vidhi shruteha apramanyam. This karma vidhi shruti does not become apramana or irrelevant. So this kicking the ladder is a good example which I suddenly got. Kick the ladder. Okay. So this thing, it is, and Shankaracharya, he explains it. Purva pravrutti nirodhena. That is, whatever your purva pravrutti was there. You see, earlier you were having some sort of pravrutti. You were having so many desires. Depending on your vasanas, depending on your samskara, you were having desires. And all those kamya karmas, all those desire-driven activities we have been doing. So, all those things are gradually suppressed. Purva pravrutti nirodhena uttarottara apurva pravrutti jananasya. Uttarottaram, from karma kanda you gradually graduate to upasana. Gradually you try to go to a guru, you try to do some shravana, manana, etc., etc. So uttarottara means later, in later time. Apurva pravrutti jananasya. Apurva means whatever was not there earlier, something new, something fresh pravrutti jananasya. That is, which is generating some fresh pravrutti, fresh activity. What type of activity? Pratyagatma abhimukhya pravrutyutpadanarthatvat. Pratyagatma abhimukhya. So you are turning yourself towards pratyagatma, turning inward. Pratyagatma abhimukhya. You are outward, that outward thing is turned inward. Pratyagatma abhimukhya pravrutti utpadanarthatvat. Because it is useful in directing your vision from outside to inside. This karmakanda also is useful to negate, to stop certain irrelevant, some old practices, put you in some new track, put you onto some new track, and it will also help you to look inward. So that is the thing. Pratyagatma abhimukhya pravrutti utpadanarthatvat. It is generating. Utpadana means generating. That sort of new samskara is created, and that new samskara is producing a new pravrutti. And as per the new pravrutti, you are turning inward. Arthatvat. Mithyatve'pyupayasya upeya satyataya satyatvam syat yatha arthavadanam vidhisheshanam. Okay, mithyatve'pi upayasya. So here again, this is again an important word. Upaya is mithya. Mithyatve'pi upayasya. So if you remove the Shashti Vibhakti, the words are Upayah Mithya. That is Upaya. What is Upaya? This Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is the Upaya. That is Mithya. Why is it Mithya? It is at the Vyavaharika level. Karma Kanda is in the Vyavaharika level. It is Mithya. So that is why Mithyatve Upayasya, even though this Upaya is at the level of Mithya, then Upeya Satyataya. Upeya means whatever is attained by Upaya is Upeya. Upaya is plan. Upeya is whatever you have achieved by that plan. Isn't it? Upeya Satyataya. Whatever you have achieved, that Brahmagyanam, that is something Satyam. Upaya may be Mithya. You have got a wrong Mithya Upaya, and then you have got the right result. Upeya Satyataya. Satyatvam eva syat. So that also will acquire some relevance. That also will acquire some degree of Satyatvam. Satyatvam, not 100% Satyatvam. Some Satyatvam it will have. And what type of Satyatvam and what an amount of Satyatvam he is also explaining. Yatha Arthavadanam, Vidhi Sheshanam, Yatha Arthavadanam. You have got one thing called Arthavada. Arthavada, we have come across that word earlier also. Arthavada, it is an expression, say either over praising something or over condemning something. Arthavada, in order to explain a particular point, in order to emphasize a particular point, you praise it to the sky or you condemn it to the levels of degradation. So that is what it does, Arthavada. It praises something. Or say in some other places, okay, you do this, this will happen. You do this, this will happen. So like giving a lollipop, when you send your child to the school, you give a lollipop. And after some time, once the fellow is becomes interested in, develops interest in mathematics or some whatever is taught there, then he will forget about this lollipop, he will be more interested there. So it is like that. So this sort of, that is Arthavada. Giving a lollipop is Arthavada. And Bhagavatam says, Swargam also is a lollipop. Swarga is something like a lollipop which is offered by Veda, so that you will take that lollipop and then you will be in this process. And then gradually you will throw away that lollipop and go to Swarga. Try to attain knowledge of yourself. So that is it. So, Arthavadanam, Vidhi Sheshanam. Vidhi Sheshanam means, the Shesha, the word Shesha means that which is a part of it. Shesha, Sheshi. These two words we have to know. Shesha is a part. Sheshi means Avayavi. Shesha is Avayava, or a limb or part. Sheshi means Avayavi, that which is the whole, that is the total body. And the limb is Shesha. Shesha, Sheshi, Anga, Angi. These words we have to know. Anga is a limb. Angi is that which has limbs. Shesha is a part. Sheshi is a group, that is the whole. So that is a part and the whole. So Vidhi Shesha means that which is a part of that Vidhi, which is subsidiary to Vidhi. Suppose there is a Vidhi Vakya. As a subsidiary to Vidhi Vakya, there is some other statement. There is some Vidhi Vakya. As a subsidiary, Arthavada Vakya is also there. He is giving an example. He is giving an example in the next line. Lokepi balonmattadinam paya adau payayitavye payayitavye chudavardhanadi vachanam. So the notes it is given, say while say if you want to make your child drink milk. So if you want to make the child drink milk, you have to say, okay, chudate vardhate tata guduchim piba sampratam. So your say chuda will grow. Chuda means this long, the tuft of hair, that long tuft of hair that will grow. You please drink this now. If you drink this, your chuda, your juda, the English word juda also is the same thing. It will grow. So chudate vardhate tata chuda vardhanam. Chuda vardhanam means growing of this tuft. So in olden days, probably young people, they were looking, oh, when will my chuda grow? So maybe something like that. So the elders used to say, okay, you please drink this, you will get a lot of balam. Nowadays, you say, you please eat it, you will get a lot of muscle here and things like that. So like that, chuda vardhanadi vachanam. Lokepi bala unmattadinam. When you are handling the children, or unmatta, or somebody who is, unmatta literally means madcap. Of course, Shankaracharya has used the word here. Maybe unmattadinam for unmatta also somebody who is not in his proper mind, something like that. Unmatta, somebody who is not in a proper mind, mentally deranged maybe. Paya adau payayitavye. Paya adau. if you have to give him either milk or something else, paya adi, it may be medicine, it may be milk, or it may be something, anything. Payayitavye, when you are making him drink, payayati, pibati, drinks. Payayati means makes him drink. So that is it. Payayitavye, when you are supposed to do that, chudavardhanadi vachanam. So you say, okay, your tuft will grow, you please take this. So this sort of thing. You follow it?
Yes.
Then, prakarantarasthanam cha sakshadeva pramanya siddhihi prag atmajnanat dehabhimana nimitta pratyakshadi pramanyavat. So, prakarantarasthanam. Okay, for a jnani, a karmakanda and all these things may not be very relevant. Veda itself will become rather irrelevant. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. So Veda itself will become a ladder on which he has climbed, and then that ladder is no longer useful for him, but he need not kick the ladder. It is there for others. So anyway, Prakarantarasthanam, for those who are in a different level, Prakara Antara. Prakara Antaram means like Gramantaram. Prakara Antaram means those who are in a different position. Prakara means in a particular status, a particular position, a particular level. Prakarantara means, prakarantarastha means those who are staying in those who are in that different level. Now we are referring to those who are in the karma level. Prakarantarastha, we are referring to those who are in the karma level. For them, sakshadeva pramanya siddhihi. For them, this karma kanda, this whole karma kanda is sakshat pramanyam. For a jnani, it is something like arthavada. Vidhisheshanam, it is something like an arthavada, let it be there, it is going to help. But for an ajnani, it is directly pramanyam, not like arthavada, it is directly pramanyam. So arthavadavat pramanyam is another one level. For the people who are in the other level, it is sakshat pramanyam. Why? Because prag atmajnanat, before atmajnana, prag atmajnanat means before you attain atmajnana, dehabhimana nimitta pratyakshadi pramanyavat. So there, before one attains Atmajnana, this Dehabhimana is very much there. So because of this Dehabhimana, you are doing so many actions. Dehabhimana nimitta, Pratyakshadi Pramanyavat. All other Pramanas, this is also Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha is one Pramana, Anumana is one Pramana, Shruti is another Pramana. So in that state, all these things are Pramana. Then, Yettu Manyase. So what we have seen is, in the eyes of Jnani, this whole thing is arthavada. But from the point of view of ajnani, it is sakshat pramana. So this is the basic point. Then now we are coming to the Sankhya point of view. This is the final fight of Shankaracharya. As I said, there is a last climax fight. So with this passage, this thing will be over. I think today you may be able to complete. Because here, what do the Sankhyas say? Sankhyas, they talk about this Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is the thing which does all things. Prakriti, but in the presence of that Purusha. Purusha is there, and in the presence of Purusha, this Prakriti is like a dancer, like a nartaki, dancing and all that they give a comparison, they give some metaphor also like that. Like a Shailu Shiva, like a dancer, this Prakriti dances in the presence of that, Purusha. So that is of course a beautiful comparison, but then that cannot be agreed to, because there again, if you say like that, Purusha cannot be totally akarta. There again, sannidhi matrena kartrutvam, if we say that there again that kartrutvam is very much there, gauna kartrutvam or some type of kartrutvam is there, you can't accept that also. So that is the point here. So yettu manyase swayam avyapriyamanopi atma sannidhi matrena karoti tadevacha mukhyam kartrutvam atmanah yatha raja युध्यमानेषु योधेषु युध्यता इति प्रसिद्धं स्वयं अयुध्यमानोऽपि सन्निधानादेव जितः पराजितश्च इति च सन्निधानादेव इति च तथा सेनापतिः वाचैव करोति. This long sentence, okay, we'll read it. वाचैव करोति क्रियाफल संबंधश्च राज्ञः सेनापतेश्च दृष्टः
क्रियाफल संबंधश्च राज्ञः सेनापतेश्च
दृष्टः यथा च ऋत्विक् कर्म यजमानस्य तथा देहादीनां कर्म आत्मकृतं स्यात् तत् फलस्य आत्मगामित्वात् okay. So whatever activity we do with the help of this body mind complex, this phalam is ultimately accruing to Atma. So that is the contention of this Purvapashi, not the Siddhanta. Whatever activity is done by the Dehatma Sangha, Dehendriya Sanghata, it is actually going to that Atma only. So that is the Purvapasha. So he is explaining. Yattu manyase means, in case you say like this, if you contend like this, that is the another Paksha. Swayam avyapriyamanopi Atma. Atma, even though it is directly not there in the field. Avyapriyamanaha. Vyapara means activity. Vyapriyamana means one who is engaged in activity. Avyapriyamana means one who is not engaged in activity. So Atma, even though it is not directly engaged in activity, Swayam, Sannidhi matrena karoti, by its mere presence. Sannidhi means just presence. Sri Ramani Sannidhi, Venkateshwara Sannidhi, we say Sannidhi means mere presence. So Sannidhi matrena karoti. So by mere presence it activates this Prakriti or something. Karoti. Tadeva cha mukhyam kartrutvam atmanah. That itself is mukhya kartrutvam atmanah. Atma is karta. The Purvapashi is always trying to say this. Atma is karta. Atma is having kartrutva. So yatha Raja, just as Raja, yudhyamaneshu yodheshu yudhyata iti prasiddham. When all these soldiers are fighting, yudhyamaneshu yodheshu, while the soldiers are fighting, yudhyate iti prasiddham. Oh, this king has gone on expedition. This king has gone on an expedition against this country, we say. So though the king is directly not there, his soldiers are there, you say that, oh, the king has gone for, say, yuddham. So that is like that. Yudhyata iti prasiddham. Swayam ayudhyamanopi. Though he is personally, he may or may not be there. Ayudhyamanopi. Sannidhanadeva jitaha parajitascha iti cha. Sannidhanadeva. He is just there at the say in the rear, say, flank. There are the front lines of the army are there. This king is there somewhere in the rear. So Sannidhanadeva, by mere proximity, jitaha parajitascha iti. By mere proximity, we say, okay, he got a victory or he got defeated. Jitaha parajitaha, got a victory, got defeated, etc. Then tatha senapatihi. Likewise, senapati also. Vachaiva karoti. Vachaiva is vachaeva. By mere orders, he says, proceed. Okay, shoot. He says, okay, go, charge. He will say something like that. He will say. So, vachaeva karoti. Then kriya phala sambandhascha rajnyaha senapatescha drushtaha. So for that Raja and also for that Senapati, kriya phala sambandhaha drushtaha. So there is sambandha. They are both connected with kriya and also phalam. They are both connected with this activity and also with the result. Result is either victory or defeat. They are both connected with that. Drushtaha. Yatha cha rutvik karma yajamanasya. And similarly, Rutvik is chanting various mantras. Then Yajamani is just sitting there. So that Rutvik karma also is coming to Yajamani only. Yajamanasya. Tatha dehadinam karma atmakrutam syat. So likewise, the body-mind complex, whatever the body-mind complex does, it is accruing to the Atma, it is coming to the Atma. Atma gamitvat. It is a presumption. It is a presumption of the Purvapashi that Atma gami means going towards this Atma. Atma gami, gacchati. Atma prati, Atmanam prati gacchati. The Atma gami. Gamitvat. Then yathacha bhramakasya loha bhramayitrutvat avyaprutasya mukhyameva kartrutvam tathacha atmana iti. Okay, yathacha and also just as cha is and yathacha and also just as bhramakasya. Bhramaka means a magnet. A magnet, that magnetic, say, in olden days we do not know what type of magnet was there in India. Bhramakasya, loha bhramayitrutvat. Maybe they had some type of instrument where one main magnet was there And there was some other small things were there, like a needle, this like the needle of a compass. And then Brahmayitrutvat. Brahmati is moving. Brahmayati is to make something else move. Brahmayitrutvat means because it is making other things move. So suppose there is a magnetic needle. This magnetic needle, you take this magnet here and it is moving like this. You take it there, it is moving there. So Brahmayitrutvat, because it is making the other thing move, making the loha, making the metal move. So this Brahmakasya loha Brahmayitrutvat, Brahmayitrutvam, that is making things move. So that is it. Brahmayitrutvat Avyaprutasya, though it is not directly engaged in action, action is not seen. Avyaprutasya Mukhyameva Kartrutvam Tathacha Atmani. Thus you have to attribute Mukhya Kartrutvam to Atma. So here we are getting two words, Mukhya Kartrutvam and Gauna Kartrutvam, and both are being negated. You cannot either agree for Mukhya Kartrutvam or Gauna Kartrutvam. So this Mukhya, at first he is telling about Mukhya Kartrutvam. It is not exactly Sankhya philosophy. Sankhyas say that Purusha is not a Karta, but a Bhokta. But here, of course, it is a slightly different, they have taken that particular analogy from Sankhya's, but it is not exactly the Sankhya version. So, Mukhyameva Kartrutvam Tathacha Atmani. So, this Mukhya Kartrutvam is there in, Atma. So, that is what they say. Then Siddhanti says, Tad Asat. Akurvataha Karakatva Prasangat. Atma is Akarta. Akurvataha means for that. Akurvan is the word. Akurvataha is Shashti Ekavachanam. So Akurvataha, for this Akurvan. Akurvan is Akarta. In other words, Akarta. For this Akarta, Karakatva Prasangat. You are attributing some Karakatvam. You are attributing all types of activity, Kartra Karaka, Karana Karaka, by this Karma Karaka, etc. etc. Then Karakam Aneka Prakaram iti chet.
Karakam Aneka Prakaram iti chet.
So here Karakam Aneka Prakaram. So this Karakam can be of different types. The Purvapakshi says Karakam can be of different types, and he is going on to explain. Here some books say na Raja Prabhutinam Mukhyasyapi Kartrutvasya Darshanat. My book is not having that na. I think this without na itself it is better, because some books of course they are having that na, but I find that without na also, without na it is much better, because here he is explaining the Purvapaksha further, and then Purvapaksha is saying that if you are not agreeing for Mukhya Kartrutva, at least let us say it is Gauna Kartrutva. Whereas Siddhanti has to deny that Gauna Kartrutvam also. The point is even Gauna Kartrutvam has to be negated. So let us see this particular version. Raja Prabhutinam Mukhyasyapi Kartrutvasya Darshanat. So he says, Raja, this king, etc., they are having this Mukhya Kartrutvam. They are having this Mukhya Kartrutvam. Raja Prabhutinam, whether it is a Raja or Senapati, that is chieftain, for all them, Mukhya Kartrutvam is very much there. Raja Tavat Swavyaparenapi Yudhyate. Vyaparenapi Yudhyate. Yodhanam Yodhaitruttvena. Dhanadhanena cha. Mukhyameva Kartrutvam. Tatha Jaya Parajaya Phalopabhoge. So this Raja, when you come to the Raja, when you take the case of Raja Tavat means if you take the case of Raja, Swavyaparenapi Yudhyate. Swavyaparena, that is by physically getting into action. Swavyapar, physically getting into action, Yudhyate. Because in olden days, the kings used to be there in front. So nowadays, of course, the king is somewhere sitting in some AC room. The soldiers will be fighting. But in olden days, the kings had to go. We see in Mahabharata, all the kings are there. Even the good old Bhishma is also there. That old gentleman, he is also there. So like that, they used to stand in the front line. So that was the system in those days. Raja, where are we? Raja Tavat, yeah, Swavyaparenapi Yudhyate. Then Yodhanam Yodhaitrutvena Dhanadhanena cha. Not only that, Yodhanam Yodhaitrutvena. By making the Yodhas, Yodha means the fighters, by making the warriors fight. Yodhaitrutvam. Yodhayitrutvam means making others self-fight, directing others to fight. Yodhanam, that is of those warriors, Yodhayitrutvam, making them fight. Yodhayitrutvena cha. Dhanadhanena cha, by paying them, by paying their salaries, etc., etc. Mukhyameva kartrutvam, so it is Mukhya kartrutvam only. Tatha jaya parajaya phalopabhoge. Likewise, jaya bhoge, jaya upayabhoge, parajaya upabhoge. Then, tatha yajamanasyapi pradhana tyagena dakshinadhanena cha mukhyameva kartrutvam. Tatha, likewise, yajamanasyapi. In the case of a yajamani and a rutvik, what is happening? Pradhana tyagena. So all these tyaga mantras have to be told by yajamani only. Tyaga mantra, so he has to do swaha, so and so, devaya swaha, and then namama he has to say. That is the tyaga mantras. So this tyaga mantras, they say pradhana tyagena means at the end of all this ritual, he has to say, okay, say so and so Ganeshaya, swaha, namama, he has to say. So all those namama mantras, pradhana tyagena, and also dakshinadhanena cha. And that after the whole thing, that priest is definitely expecting dakshina. He is actually performing the whole thing for the sake of dakshina. So this man has to give that dakshina, that money to that man. Then mukhyameva kartrutvam. He is having mukhya kartrutvam. Tasmad avyaprutasya kartrutvopacharaha yaha sa gaunaha ityavagamyate. So this also, of course, we have to deny. This also is going to be denied. The gauna kartrutvam also has to be denied. Tasmat, therefore, avyaprutasya kartrutvopacharaha. Avyaprutasya atmanaha. Avyapruta, what is avyapruta? Atma. Avyaprutasya atmanaha, for the atma which is not directly engaged in action, we have to say, or we have to agree, this gauna level of activity. Because atma, we say it is avyapruta. When atma is avyapruta, then what type of, say, kartrutva we can give? Gauna kartrutvam we can say. So to that extent, okay, we have to say. But now that also is going to be negated. Gauna kartrutvam iti avagamyate means, we have to infer like that, we have to think like that, we have to think like that. Yadi mukhyam kartrutvam swavyapara lakshanam nopalabhyate raja yajamana prabhutinam tatha sannidhi matrenapi kartrutvam mukhyam parikalpyeta yatha brahmakasya brahmanena. Okay, brahmanena. Na tatha raja yajamanadinam swavyaparaha nopalabhyate. Okay. Yadi mukhyam kartrutvam swavyapara lashanam na upalabhyate. In case this mukhya kartrutvam were not to be there, if this mukhya kartrutvam, the main participation, personal participation of a king were not to be there, in the case of Raja or in the case of Yajamani, yadi mukhya kartrutvam na upalabhyate Raja Yajaman Pratinam. If that personal participation were not to be there in the case of a Raja or in the case of a Yajamani, Raja tada sannidhi matrena api kartrutvam mukhyam parikalpyata. Tada, then sannidhi matrena kartrutvam. By mere presence, kartrutvam is being attributed to them. By mere presence, sannidhi matrena api kartrutvam mukhyam parikalpyata. This mukhyam mukhya kartrutvam, that is main kartrutvam, parikalpyata means it is presumed in the case of those people. It parikalpyata, that is being presumed, that ought to be presumed. Yatha brahmakasya brahmanena, just as in the case of a magnet which is making this loha to move. Brahmakasya brahmanena na tatha raja yajamanadinam swavyaparaha na upalabhyate. Na upalabhyate iti na. You see this line, Raja Yajamanadinam, that is in the case of a king or in the case of a Yajamani, na tatha swavyaparaha na upalabhyate. Swavyaparaha na upalabhyate iti na. It is not that swavyapara is not there. There are two negatives. Swavyaparaha. Swavyaparaha na upalabhyate iti na. That is, it is not that their own participation is not there. That means participation is very much there. It is not that their participation is not there. Means their participation is very much there. Upalabhyate. Tasmat
तस्मात्
sannidhi matrenapi kartrutvam gaunameva.
सन्निधिमात्रेणापि कर्तृत्वं गौणमेव.
So therefore he says sannidhi matrenapi kartrutvam gaunameva. Sannidhi matrena, though this person is being present, that kartrutvam is gaunam. So that is gaunam. Tathacha sati.
तथा च सति.
So up to this point, Purvapakshi only is explaining. Tathacha sati.
तथा च सति.
Tat phala sambandhopi gauna eva syat.
तत्फल संबंधोपि गौण एव स्यात्.
So if you say like that, tathacha sati, tat phala sambandhopi gauna eva syat, we have to say that phala sambandha also should be gauna. You see, phala sambandha, in the last class also we saw, there is what is called gauna kartrutvam. When there is gauna kartrutvam, phalam also should be gaunam. But phalam is real, isn't it? You say dehadi sanghata is something which is gauna atma or something like that. You mukhya atma and gauna atma discussion we had in the last class. So if you say that gauna atma is doing this and mukhya atma has nothing to do, gauna atma, the result is very much there. Gauna atma, whatever gauna atma does, the result that is getting into swarga or getting into naraka, that phalam is very much there. So here also, tathacha sati, if that is so, tat phala sambandhopi gauna eva syat. The phala also ought to be figurative only. The phala sambandha also ought to be. It's syat. It is ought to be. Phala gauna eva syat means it ought to be figurative only. But it is not so. Na gaunena mukhyam karyam nirvartyate.
न गौणेन मुख्यं कार्यं निर्वर्त्यते.
So this gauna, whatever you say gauna, by this gauna, mukhya karyam cannot be performed. By this gauna, mukhya karyam cannot be performed. Tasmad asadeva etad giyate.
तस्मात् असदेव एतद् गीयते.
Dehadinam vyaparena.
देहादीनां व्यापारेण
Avyapratah atma karta bhokta cha syad iti.
अव्यापृतः आत्मा कर्ता भोक्ता च स्यात् इति.
So tasmat asadeva, because na gaunena mukhyam karyam nirvartyate. By this gauna atma, this mukhyam karyam cannot be performed. So that is why tasmat asadeva etad giyate. It is all giyate means that which is sung. Of course here there is no song or anything. Asadeva etad giyate means all that it is all is a bad song. Idanta pata pata we say in Telugu. Pata pata is, all this is some old pata. This is pata pata we say. Idanta pata pata. So like that. Asadev, this is probably the Sanskrit say idiom also is in the same way. It is a very idiomatic way. Asadeva etad giyate means it is just said in a very, all this is asat. It is untrue. All that untrue is being said like this. Asadeva etad giyate. What? Dehadinam vyaparena, by the activity of this dehadi sanghata, avyapratah atma, this atma which is not at all engaged in any type of activity, atma, karta, bhokta cha syat. It is called karta, bhokta, etc., etc. It is all asat. It is all asat. Then how are you going to explain? So the next point he says, Bhranti nimittam tu sarvam upapadyate.
भ्रांति निमित्तं तु सर्वं उपपद्यते.
So you cannot give mukhya kartrutvam, you cannot talk about gauna kartrutvam, you have to talk about mithya kartrutvam. That is bhranti. Bhranti means by totally wrong perception. It is a totally incorrect perception. That is what is bhranti. Bhranti nimittam tu sarvam upapadyate means if you take into account that concept of avidya, if you take into account that it is all wrong perception, etc., then you can explain all these things. Otherwise, you cannot explain. This mukhya kartrutvam, atma is akarta, the Shruti is saying atma is akarta. When Shruti is saying so many times, then you can't visualize any other meaning for that. Shruti is very clearly saying atma is akarta. Yukti also says, logical, all other things, pramana also says like that. When that is so, then how do you explain? Our notion of I in this body-mind complex is Bhranti Nimittam. So that is why we have to explain. Bhranti Nimittam tu sarvam upapadyate means everything can be explained if you take into consideration the concept of avidya. Then yatha swapne mayayam cha evam.
यथा स्वप्ने मायायां च एवं.
Yatha swapne. when you are dreaming or when you are seeing a Maya, in the dream what happens? In the dream, okay, your body is here only, you are on the bed only in your bedroom, cozy bedroom. Whereas you are dreaming that you are there speaking to somebody, you are there in some hotel, or you are doing some other activity, you are riding somewhere and something like that. So that is again, all that activity is all mithya pratyaya. All that activity is mithya pratyaya. Even in the Maya you see so many things, that a magician comes and then he performs so many things, and then he takes a human body, he cuts the human body, etc., etc. All that is mithya pratyaya. So it is like that. So that is what it is here. Yatha swapne mayayam cha evam. Nacha dehadhyatma pratyaya bhranti santana vichedeshu. Sushupti samadhyadishu कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्वादि अनर्थ उपलभ्यते. भोक्तृत्वादि अनर्थः उपलभ्यते. तस्मात् भ्रांति प्रत्यय निमित्त एवायं संसार भ्रमः. नेव अयं संसार भ्रमः न तु परमार्थ इति सम्यक् दर्शनाद् अत्यन्तमेव उपरम इति सिद्धम्. न च देहादि आत्म प्रत्यय भ्रांति संतान विच्छेदेषु. So in this deha we have got atma pratyaya, dehadi atma pratyaya. In this deha indriya complex you have got this atma pratyaya. Atma pratyaya means the notion of I. That notion of I that is always there. That notion of I that is leading to bhranti santana. So this bhranti is leading to a series of vasanas. Because of this atma pratyaya you do something, it gives some experience. That experience is giving some impressions, and then that because of these impressions, that is smruti, ichha, all those things, they again start. You pursue. That is what is called santana. Santana means a serial. Santana does not mean children. Santana means a serial. So it goes on in an endless way. It goes on in an endless way. That is bhranti santana. So when is that broken? It is broken only in deep sleep. Sushupti samadhyadishu. Sushupti, that santana, that bhranti santana is broken. Samadhi, when a person is in samadhi, very totally deep samadhi, like take even Patanjali samadhi you take, where that thing is broken. Only in such conditions, say this santana, bhranti santana, this stream of illusory activities, all these things, they come to an end in sushupti, that is deep sleep, and also in the state of samadhi. So in those things, sushupti samadhyadishu, in such situations, kartrutva bhoktrutva anarthaha na upapadyate, that na has to be brought here. That nacha dehadhyatma pratyaya bhranti santana vichedeshu kartrutva bhoktrutva anarthaha upalabhyate means na upalabhyate has to be brought here. So kartrutva bhoktrutva anarthaha. There in sushupti there is no kartrutva, there is no bhoktrutva. That anartha, that unwanted thing, that undesirable thing, it is not there in this sushupti and samadhi sthiti. So similarly when he is a jnani, that sort of sthiti will not be there. That sort of bhranti, that sort of bhranti will not be there. Tasmat bhranti pratyaya nimitta eva yam samsara brahmaha. So this samsara brahma is because of this bhranti pratyaya. It is because of this mithya pratyaya. It is because of this mithya jnanam. Bhranti pratyaya nimittaha eva ayam samsara brahmaha. Natu paramarthaha. It is not the absolute truth. Natu paramarthaha. It is not the absolute truth. Iti samyak darshanat atyantameva uparamaha iti siddham. Samyak darshanat. Only by proper darshana. It is only by proper understanding. Samsarasya atyanta uparamaha. This atyanta uparamaha means uparama of what? Uparama of samsara. Samsara, disappearance of this samsara. It is not even withdrawal, it is total disappearance of this samsara will take place. Samsara disappearance, samsara will be there, but then your appreciation of that samsara will change. So that uparamaha iti siddham. So here of course ends the whole bhashya under this, the Upasamhara Bhashya, under this 66th shloka. So he has made several points here. And the whole Gita Shastra he has recapitulated. Jnana Karma Samuchayavada Khandana, and then Atma is Akarta, he said. Then at the same time he gave its place. He gave its place to this Karma Kanda, because Karma Kanda is not totally negated. Because once you think that you are a Jnani, you should not kick the say Karma Kanda. So Karma Kanda has its place. Everything has its place. So that is the point here. So then after that, Sarvam Gita Shastrartham Upasamhrutya Asmin Adhyaye Visheshatascha Ante Iha Shastrartha Dardhyaya Samkshepataha Upasamharam Krutva Atha Idanim Shastra Sampradaya Vidhim Aha. So Sarvam Gita Shastrartham Upasamhrutya. That is Asmin Adhyaye. In this particular chapter, having concluded the whole, having summarized, having concluded the whole Gita Shastrartha, the whole message of the Gita has been summarized and presented here. Having done that, Visheshataha Ante, that is particularly, in particular at the end, in particular towards the end, having done all that, who Shankaracharya is not talking about himself. Shankaracharya is talking about Lord Krishna. Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, he is not referring to his own Bhashyam. Iha Shastra, Iha Visheshatasya Ante, particularly in the end, Iha Shastrartha Dardhyaya. So Shastrartha Dardhyaya means in order to strengthen. Dardhya means strengthen, Drudhatvam. In order to strengthen, in order to ensure that the student very properly imbibes that particular knowledge, Dardhyaya, Samkshepataha Upasamharam Krutva. In brief, he has concluded, Lord Krishna has concluded that his message. And then, Atha Idanim Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi Maha. Now he is telling about this Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi. So we'll get back to this shloka. Shastra Sampradaya Vidhi means what is the particular Shastra, what type of Adhikari we have to teach. So that is Shastra Sampradaya. Shastra Sampradaya is this Vedanta is something which is taught to somebody who is a disciplined person, somebody who has some maturity level. So if you teach, to anybody, just as we are now teaching, if you write Vedanta articles also, people just don't understand. People, they think that it is all nonsense. If you say that Jiva and Brahma are one, if you say that Brahma is different from Brahmadeva, the four-headed Brahma, all these things, people think that it is all madness. So you cannot tell this to somebody who is not mature, somebody who has not done some sort of deliberation, some sort of this sort of speculation on this Brahman. So unless there is a disciplined person, it should not be taught. So for anything it applies. If you want to join some MS or something like that, you should have done earlier, bachelors. So only then you can go to masters. Otherwise, that will make no sense to you. So it is like that. Shastrartha Sampradayam Sampradaya Vidhi. So what is that Vidhi? That is being told. Idam iti. So let us see the shloka. Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrusha vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. So idam means this particular knowledge, this particular shastram, idam te. Te, strictly speaking, it belongs to you, this particular knowledge which is with you. Idam te, this particular knowledge which is with you. So that is in that sense only Shankaracharya also has told, te tava hitaya maya uktam, he says. Whatever has been told to you in your interest, tava hitaya, whatever has been told to you by me in your interest. So that idam te, this particular jnanam which is told to you, na atapaskaya. Tapaskaha means one who is engaged in, this tapas. Tapas is tapa alochane. one who has this, ability to think, ability to speculate, ability to deliberate on the nature of Brahman, ability to contemplate on the nature of Brahman. So that person who is a contemplative person, he is tapaskaha. Atapaskaha means not a contemplative person. Idam te na atapaskaya. It should not be given to a non-contemplative person. Na abhaktaya. Not merely contemplation, but he should also be a bhakta. Means he should have that desire, he should have that shraddha. Not that bhakti in the sense of total, unless he is my bhakta, unless he is in my group, I will not teach him, not in my, it's not like that. Nabhakta means he should have shraddha in that. He should have shraddha. Kadachana means it should not be, at no point of time. Nacha ashushrusave vachyam. Idam na vachyam. Vachyam is the verb here. Idam na vachyam means should not be told. Idam na vachyam. This should not be told. To whom? Na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya. Kadachana means at any point of time. That is never. Then nacha ashushrusave. One who is not a shushrushu. Shushrushu means shrotum ichha shushrusha. That is desire to know. Jignasu. In other words, jignasu. Nacha shushrusave vachyam. Nacha mam yaha abhyasuyati. Or to the one who does not like me. Abhyasuyati. So abhyasuyati, it is Shankaracharya is saying Gurudev Bhakti Vachanam na kadachana mam abhyasuyati. Manusham matva abhyasuyati. Okay, one who abhyasuyati sahate asau api ayogyah tasmat api navachyam bhagavati bhaktaya tapasvine. Yeah, one who does not have regard, for me, in that sense. Na cha mam yo abhyasuya. Asuya, you know, asuya is guneshu doshavishkaranam asuya. So even when there is a guna, even when there is a positive thing, you are seeing only negative thing. That is what is asuya. Abhyasuya means one who has that type of temperament, one who does not see good, one who does not see the right thing, one who is totally fault finding always. So that sort of person. So nacha shushrusave vachyam nacha mam yo abhyasuyati. So we will see the bhashyam in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.